Hello, singing friends. Welcome back to my channel. It's Mickey here, your slightly disgruntled singing coach. So before we get started today, I just want to address for all the meanies out there who like to tell me how ugly I am aware that I have a scab next to my eye and it looks gross. So if you want to get it out of your system, you get one free Michal is ugly and gross looking today comment, and then we're going to move on and put our focus on the music where it belongs. So today I'm going to be doing another Eurovision reaction. And since my reaction to Yuval Raphael, I have looked into how the Eurovision voting works. So I just wanted to explain that in case there are other people who, like me, have not really followed the Eurovision competition. So a country's scores are made up 50% of public votes, and the other half is determined by a professional jury of music experts in each country. And each jury is allowed to award a country anywhere from 0 to 12 points. And then the results of each jury will be announced by a national spokesperson from each country. Then the public scores and the jury scores are combined, providing one score for each song, and the country with the largest number of votes is crowned the winner. And historically, there have been some huge differences between the jury scores and the public scores. So it's kind of like in the US with the presidential election, how we have the electoral college and the popular vote, and a lot of times they don't agree. And there are 3 rounds. So there's the first semifinal, the second semifinal, and the grand final. And the requirements for the songs are kind of interesting. It says the songs must be original and no more than 3 minutes in length. Lead vocals must be performed live, and no more than 6 performers can take to the stage during any one performance. So I think that's pretty interesting because, you know, the fact that it's an original song really appeals to me as a songwriter. And it gives the artist more of an opportunity to say something meaningful. And a lot of times the countries do incorporate political themes into their songs. I also think it's a good thing that you don't have a ton of performers on the stage, because obviously there's so many different aspects to a live performance, and some of them can distract very much from the quality of the song and the quality of the performance. If you have all these people flipping and, you know, this huge spectacle, then that essentially is rewarding the efforts of the people who are choreographing and staging and the costumes and the lighting and everything else. Not that that isn't important in the current Eurovision contest, but I like that the focus is kept small so that you're allowed to really put your focus on the singer and the song itself. I also love that it's live vocals. I think that makes a huge difference in really displaying the talent of the performer. Apparently, you cannot vote for your own country. In the semifinals, only those countries who took part in that specific show and those in non-participating countries can vote, along with 2 or 3 of the big 5 who are already in the grand final. Also in the semifinals, only the audience points are awarded and count towards qualification. All right. And then another interesting fact is how each country chooses their representative. So they can either have a televised national selection, so they hold like their own like mini Eurovision qualifier. So Albania apparently does that, and Sweden and Portugal. Some countries use internal selection where there's no public involvement. So it's really industry professionals that are invited to submit from record labels and individuals. And some countries that use that method are the UK and the Netherlands and Israel. And then some use some mixture of that format. Today I'm going to be reacting to the Greek entry, which finished 6th overall. The artist is named Klavdia, and the name of the song is Asteromata. And there's speculation that the song is about the Greek minority, the Pontic Greeks, who were persecuted during and after World War I. The artist herself has denied that the song is about this, and she says that it's about separation from loved ones, your family or friends, and having to leave your home. And obviously, Eurovision has had a lot of controversy around the political background of the countries that are being represented and the content of the song. So I think probably it's a good idea to try to make these songs about more general themes that are less controversial if you want to avoid being a target, you know. But who knows? We'll look at the lyrics together and we'll see, you know, what we think about it in terms of what the meaning is supposed to be. Asteromata apparently means starry-eyed girl. The song is sung in Greek, and the lyrics translated to English are: starry-eyed, my star, my sweet mother, do not weep, though they dress you in mourning black. This faded, weary body of mine no flame can ever crack. The swallows born of fire's embrace, no matter how far they roam, shall never forget the sacred earth that once they called their home. Oh, my little starry-eyed one, lean, let me kiss you. Upon your holy tears of light, let my parched lips rest anew. Oh, my little starry-eyed one, lean, let me hold you. Let these weary, forgotten wings find their last breath upon you. Ah, my star, my precious light, my sweet mother, do not weep. My life's a vessel drifting free, forever searching for its home, the wind, its sail at sea. Oh, my starry-eyed one, lean, let me hold you. Let these weary, forgotten wings find their last breath upon you. Ah, my star, my precious light. Ah, my star, my precious light, my star. So these are, you know, the rare, well-constructed lyrics that could be taken very generally and could be much more specific in their interpretation, right? I mean, I definitely get the sense of displacement and having to leave an area because of political violence, and about the relationship between a mother and a daughter, and how impressionable children are and how affected they are by war. So yeah, I think they're really beautiful, and I think they thread that needle very well between being general and specific. Obviously, whenever you translate from one language to another and you're trying to keep the rhyme scheme, things are not going to be exact. So I'm curious to see if people that are watching this video who speak Greek, if there's any like inconsistencies or things that you would have translated differently. I would love to hear your impression of that, because I always find that interesting. I really love languages. As you guys have pointed out, in my last video with Yuval Raphael, I wasn't able to use the official video. I used a video from that was shot by somebody that was in the audience, and I know that it's not ideal, but unfortunately in the US, the official video was blocked. So the content is just not available in the US. So Mike German sent me a link to a video from the Greek national final. And he says it's basically the same thing at an earlier date. And it has the benefit of a translation if you hit the closed caption button. All right, so let's check it out together. I'm really excited to do this first impression video. Also, and just a quick mention, I will be reacting to the official music video of new day will rise as well, for those of you who have been asking. So I will get to that probably next week.
Γλυκιά μου μάνα μη μου κλαις, μαύρα κι αν σου φορούνε το ξέθωρο το σώμα μου, φλόγες δεν τον νικούνε τα χελιδόνια της φωτιάς, θάλασσες κι αν περνούνε του ρίζο μου τα χώματα, ποτέ δεν λησμονούνε. Αστερώματα μου μικρή, γύρε να σε φιλήσω, στα γεια σου τα δάκρυα, τα χείλη μου να σβήσω. Αστερώματα μου μικρή, γύρε μου να σε πιάσω, τα ξεχασμένα μου φτερά, στερνά να ξαποστάσω.
All right, just going to stop it there for a moment. So yeah, very, very beautiful. I love that it starts out so exposed with her voice. You know, she starts out a cappella, and then even when the track comes in underneath the accompaniment, it's very sparse. So her voice is really naked and out there. You can hear everything. I really like the ornamentation that she's using. It sounds very like traditional, you know, and it requires a lot of control to do all of those notes and really keep them in pitch. I'm gonna rewind it and just play the opening because I think that's a really good example of how precise you have to be. So right there, it goes by so fast, but there are so many notes in there, right? That is the notes, but it goes so fast that it just sounds like this like little flourish, right? Obviously, I'm not singing the lyrics because I don't know them, but it requires just a lot of good technique and a lot of control to hit everything so precisely and not be sloppy. I also really like the tone of her voice. There's a certain brightness to it, so it cuts through. It's got a little bit more of those high frequencies. And you know, you can manipulate that, right? If you keep more of an open throat and your larynx is a little bit lower placed, it's going to be this darker tone. And if your larynx is a little bit higher and you're spinning your sound forward, it's going to be a little bit more bright. So she's got more of like a bright quality to her voice. It's really, really lovely. And I, again, like the staging, you know, it's very simple. She's got the choreography with the dancers, but it's not distracting me from the performance and from her voice. Sorry to stop it. It's so beautiful. I hate interrupting it. I just wanted to say when she's on the chorus, she's using a really connected tone, right? That whatever the notes are, right? It's like very, very strong and connected. And then she switches to a very different technique, right? You can hear that her vocal folds are going from very adducted, very zipped up, a very clean tone to being more lightly connected. And she gets that really, really nice breathy tone in the next line. Let me play it again for you so you can hear what I'm talking about. she's really traversing her range there, right? And you don't hear any cracks, you don't hear the transition, it's very smooth. And then there you have this very breathy tone where her vocal folds are coming together very lightly, and you're hearing that aspiration, that whisper of air behind her tone. And that's a very difficult way to sing too, because it's very easy for your voice to cut out when you're using so little contact between your vocal folds, right? Such a light phonation. If you relax too much, you just get that breath, right? You have to really control your rate of exhalation. So she's switching between all these different techniques, and she's doing it beautifully.
Asteromata μου μικρή, γύρε μου να σε πιάσω. Τα ξεχασμένα μου φτερά, στέρνα να ξαποστάσω.
So, you can hear that the melody itself is relatively simple, right? If you were to strip out all of that ornamentation, it would just be like, but with all the ornamentation, it becomes much more complex. So it's amazing how you can just add all of this complexity onto a melody by putting in these ornaments and these trills and these turns and things, and it's just beautiful, and it's a fine line between adding too much ornamentation and making it like too flowery. But I think this is a really, really nice way of doing it. They did it in a really, really beautiful way.
Σας ευχαριστώ πολύ.
Sorry to have stopped it with like 5 seconds left. I didn't realize it was almost over. So yeah, I think it was really gorgeous. I loved also with the choreography, that like shape, the spiral that they made, and the projection of like the red sky behind obviously evokes, war and violence and bloodshed and all of that. I liked that even though the dancers were, I guess, like scantily clad, they had like form-fitting leotards and stuff, it was done in like a really artistic way and like a highbrow kind of elegant way. I thought overall her voice was really, really great. You can tell that it's a live performance, so there's going to be like little things here and there, but I thought she executed it really well, and you could feel the emotional content of the lyrics coming through, and her poise was great. And I thought overall it was really, really beautiful and moving. So I really liked it. It would be really hard to choose between performances, I think if I were to have watched everything, I probably would have a hard time deciding who was the winner, and because I think everybody is at such a high level, and at least the 2 songs that I've seen now, the Yuval Raphael and this one, they're just like, they feel so like meaningful, and they carry so much emotional heft when you take them in context. So yeah, I really, really loved it. I think it was a beautiful performance. Thank you for the recommendation. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And yeah, I'll see you guys here next time. Until then, take care. And by next time, hopefully my eye will be healed. Until then, happy singing. Bye.